gonna do a video. I'm in San Bernardino. I'm just turning around here to K&L Hardware. Ace Hardware. When I worked at California 2A radio shop on 5th and Palm, that we had an account here for hardware stuff. A lot of time we had to fabricate when we did installs in cars, radios in cars, we had to, or base stations, we had to fabricate brackets, or also bought tools. Oh, back there, just on the other side, is Pat's place. That's why I'm over here, was to get supper. He just opened. He's from Louisiana. He's got soul food. Oh, if you like soul food, oh my God. He had, I got the oxtails. Woo! That sauce, that gravy and sauce. Oh my God. Oxtails are like, if you like a real good stew meat, except they serve it on the bone. With the bone, it gives it so much more flavor. So if he's got collards, they had fried fish too. I got some fried fish to take home. Soul food, southern food, cornbread. What else did he have? Well, you got to go on Friday, Saturday, Sunday to get the fried fish or the oxtails. Thursday is Salisbury steak night, and they give you you can get a lunch special, where you get one side, or you go supper meal for two sides. And oh, it's so damn good. It's hard to find good soul food. Pomona's got a place, J&J's, down there on in Pomona, south end of Pomona. God, what is that? Town Avenue, I think, way down there. J&J's has got good fish. I used to go to, there's a place in Reno Valley, I can't think of the name of that place. It's kind of in the hood there. It's kind of a bad area. Massage parlor, Lee's Massage. Yeah, Baseline was I think it still is where the hookers are in the massage parlors. What else is down here? Another massage parlor. And they had the bookstores. Remember what was the bookstores? Fairfax, I think, was one of them. The little nudie stores. There's a nice big American flag. Max Springs, right there. They've been there forever. He's done work for me in my old Blazer. They're building an O'Reilly's right there on the left. That's what all that concrete block is. My best friend lived over here in the military. I was always over here. Him and his wife kind of took me, and I was single, and she'd invite all the single guys over and cook for us, and we'd take them to Speedway, or where else did we go? Baseline Drive-In Theater. There's the fire station. And I think that's the new City Hall or police station. Yeah, that's the new Highland Police Station right there with the flags. They've got like a little wall of valor there. What's that guy doing? He's filming? He's driving the bike with the camera hanging out. Oh, let's see, that's Poncho's Kitchen. Now that cafe that you'd be up on the top of those stairs there. And this is City Hall, yeah. I mean, I used to bail the city over when I was selling radios. Now this is Kukas. This used to be K's, turned into Kukas. Right here on the right. I used to battle. Let's go down Palm. When Highland turned into a city, it would have been late 80s. I was working in radios, but I was also, boss says, you got the gift of gab, why don't you start selling too? So I would like sometimes take a whole day or a half day and sell radios. And I made a banner for the front of our store at 5th and Palm. We were there by D&M Transmission, just west of Palm, on the south side. There used to be electrical supply back in it. It was like an alley went between the 3rd and 5th. Oh, back to the banner. I put a banner out. You know, it had pillars, block pillars, brick pillars, and city came by and said we couldn't do it. Made me take it down. So I kept playing cat and mouse with the lady, the code lady. And then they wanted a monument sign, which is expensive. So we had a big wall where our parking lot was. So I finally put up a 4x8. You got to have a sign. I mean, of course, it only helped one direction. We put up a 4x8. We had somebody letter it, you know, do a nice logo and everything. Then we actually made a logo for our shop. It was the state of California, and it said, Ed Cruz was right there on the left, that building right there. I used to climb with Ed Cruz, the towers. And KYB towers, KCB towers. Where's they at? They move? Wow, I think they did. That building's gone. KYB towers back there on the right was the tower guys. They built the big towers. They moved. Oh. But Ed Cruz would borrow me from our shop, and I'd climb with him. And then, man, he was a monkey. He must have been 50, 60 years old, and he could climb. I was in my 20s, so I could climb too. But man, he was, for an old dude. You don't see a lot of old dudes on towers. But he built a lot of sites up on the mountains. He built the shacks. He carved the road in. He was kind of like Bob Reynolds. Bob Reynolds carved the roads into like Little San Gorgonio. They called that little. It's called Little San G, or we called it Reynolds Ridge. Because then he ended up dying up there. He slipped, wearing cowboy boots, and he went to pee and he slipped the ice. He fell like a couple thousand feet and hit some rocks. These gas stations are new here. There's an Arco and a Mobile. The Mobile is, if you use diesel, it's probably that's what I've been filling up. The Arco was cheaper, or they're both the same, or the cheapest around, but Arco bumped up a little bit. Let's see what they're going. They got $4.99 there. And these guys are $4.79 with cash. So yeah, that's the cheapest around here. I think I saw a $4.69, but it's down on water, man. I don't like to go that far. This ain't too bad. And I'm usually coming over here for something. Oh, there's a homeless guy with a dog in a grocery cart. It sucks to see. Somebody just posted a dog that looked like it was dying. And it was a sensor. Turned out they took it to the animal control. It had booties on, like, you know, it's been hot. We're not sure. People know it was a homeless person's dog because everybody had seen it. I'd seen it. Homeless can't take care of themselves. And you see them with 2 or 3 dogs, and a lot of the dogs are stolen. Oh, what's going on there? Well, they're cooking right there. Roadside stand, illegal stand. County's been shutting them down. But that one in Mentone, I haven't seen it recently, but a friend of mine said that they saw them there. County was shut that one down. It meant to like every night. But if you don't confiscate their equipment, they're back the next day. You know, they get a citation. You know, a lot of them are illegals. They're not going to show up in court, or wherever you're going to find them. They don't give a shit. The ones on Sylvan Park, they disappeared for a while, but they're back. Or no, I haven't seen them back. I think they're a little leery about ICE grabbing them. There used to be a stand right here during the day, during the week, but I don't see them. Right there in that white shoulder. Yeah, they think ICE is bad now. They just passed that bill. They're going to hire 10,000 more ICE agents. They only have 5,000 now. They're going to hire 10,000 more. I guess Trump he's going to keep that promise. He's going after the illegals. They're going to be mostly for inland enforcement, which will be out here, you know. So it's going to get a lot. There's going to be a lot more people getting snatched up. And they just sent the first ones back from the alligator Alcatraz down in Florida. They just got shipped off. The other news was in Ontario. don't know if you saw the video. I showed up, and they're chasing. They pretty much know who they're after. People claim that they're just looking at their color and what they're doing for a job. It's like, no, a lot of times they know who the guy is. And they got warrants. This guy took off running, and he ran into a surgery place there in Ontario, and the idiots that worked there started shoving the cops away, trying to, keep the cops out. They both got arrested. It was a female and a male nurse. You screw around and find out. That's a federal charge too. They hang a felony on you for that. You got to be really stupid to. The guy's illegal. He's going back. No matter what you do, he's going back. If he's illegal like they claim. This guy in front of me, and he's changing lanes, no signals. Now he's hitting the brake. They're gonna do something stupid up here. Heaven forbid use that turn signal. Yeah, so and they're tracking down. They got facial recognition now. They're tracking down the people that were throwing the rocks at ICE in Camarillo and in LA. And the one guy, he fled to Mexico, that would be a good move. Get the hell out of Dodge, but Mexico's cooperating with us now, and they're they put it out in Interpol, with a wire, which they definitely would send it to Mexico. That he was wanted. Got a picture of his face. Oh, that was the guy throwing rocks in L.A. The guy who was bouncing rocks off the ICE cars. I mean, he had a helmet on, so you couldn't see his face, but they must have tracked him by cameras and got him when he had the helmet off. Yeah, there's pretty much surveillance everywhere. I mean, I got cameras in my house. There's cameras probably on half the house on my street. So, you're going to get seen somewhere. And if you watch that movie about the Boston bombing, the terrorist bombing on the Boston Marathon, they track those guys. Actually, they start watching the cameras in time frames. They see two guys that look funny, or one guy. They start tracking him backwards. Now the homeless guy is going to get there, right? Block everybody in. Yep. They don't give a shit about signals. But they track him back. Then they see his brother, Karnofsky brothers. So then they put two and two together. I wonder what he's got in those bags. And they track them to, I can't remember if they get to their car, but they had both of them. Oh, shit. We make it. We made it. Where am I going? Oh, I gotta go get groceries. So yeah, if you ever watch that this TV show they canceled, it was a good show. Person of Interest, about how that guy made that computer system for the cops, to track people and surveillance, and the cops ended up using it. His buddy goes as an ex-cop or ex-special forces. Anyway, they started using it nefariously, and they use it to help people that are being targeted by bad guys. The guy who designed it, that's it. The guy who designed it, he uses it to help people. And that's pretty much spot on how they can use cameras. And a lot of people don't realize your cell phone is a hot mic and a hot camera. If I was going to design a spy tool, a cell phone would be the perfect, because I don't know if you know it or not, people don't know it, but they can turn that microphone on and off, same with the camera, remotely. That's how they got Pablo Escobar, the cocaine guy. He would call his son every night when he was on, hiding. And your phone is pinging cell towers, even when you turn it off. It's still pinging the towers. The only way to kill it was to take the battery out. A lot of people don't know that, or didn't know that. Pablo didn't know it. That's what got him busted, or shot. That's what got him killed. Supposedly the narco cops from Colombia got him, but the SEALs were down there helping him. That supposedly when he ran across the room, he got shot in the ear. And they were interviewing one SEAL, and they asked him if he knew about the shooting. And he just smiled and he said, "That's a heck of a shot, huh?" It was like, yeah, he knew. There's very few people who can pull off an earshot running at that distance. You got to be a damn good shot. But anyway, the new phones like mine, I can't take the batteries off. I'm sure there's a way to disable it, or you can put it in a. I shouldn't be blabbing about how to defeat that. I won't blab about how to defeat it. So yeah, that's a hot mic and a hot cell phone, and they can geofence it. Like, say there's something they want to see within, like North Redlands, they can draw a geofence around that area and pull up every cell phone. So then they get views from hundreds of people, and they can pick out the ones they want. Because you don't want to sit through thousands of videos, and the analysts will sit there and it cuts it down to a couple of hours of work instead of weeks. So that's your. I actually applied for the CA when I got out. I was interested. That was kind of along the line of works I did, electronics, and it was the weirdest application I ever filled out. They had some strange questions, but they wanted me to go. It was Virginia, Washington D.C. You had to do your first year in Virginia, Washington D.C. And I had some friends that were working for the Spooks, and I asked them. They go, man, the rent was like 3 times a year. And the job didn't pay that great. It was a good job, but it didn't pay that good the first couple of years. And I thought about it because I wanted to get into the government, the GS side, government service, get up, GS 16, retire. But I turned it down because same for the state. When I was looking at working for the state here, electronic job, radio job, a buddy of mine went there and he said, "Come on over, man." But they want you to work in LA the first year. There's no way I was going to commute that. I was like, nope. The second problem with the state job was they were broke. They were issuing warrants. This would have been 93, 92. I told the guys I can't pay my rent. With a warrant. It's like an IOU. I said, nah. I wanted Bishop. And the guy just laughed because he'll never get Bishop. The old guy that lived up there, I guess he's been there forever. I wanted out in the boonies. And the critter just laughed. But sometimes, should get back to the news. Where we at? Open Kitchen moved over here. If you were an Open Kitchen fan, right there. Super Sushi on the corner, kind of on the corner. They were on Orange Street over there by Vaughn's. That's where Open Kitchen went. And this Jacinto opened a stand down here on the right. Ran for a year or two, and then they closed it. Then it was open for COVID. Tests, I think it was Tests. Yeah, it was just Tests. Right here on the right. Right past the liquor store, that little... I think it used to be a gas station right there on the right. Yeah, you can still see it says oranges and avocados. Yeah, COVID testing, they had like a drop. I thought it was closed, but they still got COVID testing things there. Huh. I don't know if there's still taking drop off on tests or not. Here's the, what do they call this house? The cake house that had a couple layers on the right here in the corner. There was another layer on top. It looked like a cake. And I guess they took the top layer off. He built it for his wife or girlfriend. Yeah, Carolyn's is still making awesome food. There's an awesome sushi place in here. Kuriwa? K-U something R-I? K-U-R? They don't do, I don't think they do sit down. So some places have never gone back to sit down after COVID. I think that's one of them. It's pickup only. And on the left, coming up, is the museum, the new museum, where the old, they redid this business duplex right here. I used to live back there on Ash Street, apartments for a little while. The Redlands Daily Facts building, if you're really old, well, not really old, that's now the Museum of Redlands, MOR. If you hear people talk about MOR, they're talking about Museum of Redlands. It's got the new modern architecture. A lot of people don't like that architecture, but first time I drove by it, I really got the front finished. I pulled over, I thought the facade had fallen, the awning. I was getting ready to call 911. And I'm looking at it, I thought, wait a minute. That awning didn't fall. It's at an angle, it's at a weird angle. And they're putting fence posts around that lot right there on, I'm not sure what for. They, it's been a dirt lot since I can remember. They, another homeless walking across against the light. You really gotta watch homeless. I wanted to see if they've got a play going here. Oh, what's the name of it? It's been going since they had every Dutch rehearsal Tuesday. It's going. It went Thursday till Sunday. This is the last night, and the weather's been nice. It's only been in the 80s during the day. Like today, I think it just hit 90 barely, but last night everybody was piling in here. I'm looking at her to see about the handicap spots. Looks like they're already taken. Well, maybe might be one. But everybody's raving about this play. It's Technicolor and something. Anyway, if you want to see a good play, everybody's raving about that one. I don't think I haven't seen that play. I would remember it, but let's go up here. You can see people are parking and starting to head. Some people are going over for a picnic. They got parking going. Maybe they're parking gets tough during when they have the plays. We'll keep going up here. We're on 4th Street in Olive, where the church is, the big church. We'll do a side street. I just saw a funny joke. It said, you've never seen so many side streets when you ride with somebody with a suspended license. And that's true. There was certain, I remember riding with buddies that didn't have a license or suspended. You learned about a bunch of whole new streets or alleys. Of course, the cops knew that too. The cops would watch the cops saying, now these guys were having a barbecue. This is that Church of Light of the World church where the leader got convicted of a bunch of sex crimes against the girls. He went to prison. They were having a barbecue. I picked up that hurt bird right here. I took a bird up to Leslie. They were having a big barbecue, and the lady put it in a pan for me, and I picked it up. It was a bush tit baby. It fell out of the nest. It was doing okay. It was. We'll go up over here. The little bird was. He was upright when I started. He was kind of laying on his side when I got there, but he couldn't. I should have put some tissue. If you put a bird in a box, put a little blanket or a little not blanket, a towel or something so they can grip, so they can stand up. When you put them on a slick bottom box, they can't stand up. They'll slip. As soon as you go around the corner, momentum's gonna throw them sideways and they'll slip and fall. A lot of times, if they're weak, they can't get back up. That's why I think with him, he was a little bit weak. And Leslie said that, like hummingbirds, they have to get help fast. Water and food. Because I remember when I've taken some hummingbirds down to the hummingbird lady in Corona. she said they feed them like once an hour or every half an hour. It was unreal how much they fed the Hummers. But I guess they're, what do you call it, metabolism is real. There's a school. What school is that? You can tell who's a native. But anyway, I got to go get my food at Albertsons. That ain't McKinley. What is that school? Measure D. But that's it. Thanks for watching. We're going to... and there's a strike, I guess. Data Brothers, we're talking to the guys here at Albertsons. They're going on strike. They authorized the strike. It says Data Bros, but I believe Albertsons is included in it. And boy, the grocery stores have changed here. This Jack Brown night, it's really changed. Staters. See ya. See you next trip.